Okay, going to build upon the lesson that we did earlier in the week with slope-intercept form, point-slope form, being able to plug information into those forms. Today, what you're going to notice is you're going to be presented with a couple of ordered pairs which represent 2 points on a line. We want to write the equation of a line given these 2 points. We're going to write it in point-slope form and slope-intercept form. So again, with our discussion from the other day, the information is being presented to you. We're looking at 2 ordered pairs. Again, I want you to recognize that as 2 points, 2 x values, 2 y values, okay? That's what we've been presented with. You're going to have to calculate slope first, okay? And slope, if you remember, here's the formula to find slope. We're going to have to do some calculations here. And remember, up here up top, you are subtracting your y values on top. You are subtracting your x values on the bottom. Does not matter which direction you subtract. Right to left, left to right, makes no matter. I am going to subtract these values from right to left. Right to left. And I'm going to start with my y values. So I'm going to go 8 minus 5 over 4 minus 3. Y values on top, x values on the bottom. This becomes 3 over 1, which is 3. I have a slope. That is my slope of 3. That is a vital piece of information I need to write the equation of a line. So now I have a slope and I have 2 points. So I'm going to be able to go to my point-slope form, okay? Now, for the purposes of today's lesson only, just so that I can see consistent numbers, I would like for you to use the second point. Let me change colors here. I want you to use this second point. That's an x value and a y value. So I'm going to have you use the point 48. We now have a slope of 3. And we are going to plug this into our point-slope form. Y minus 8, that's my y value, equals slope times x minus 4. And all that is taking the x value, the y value, and my slope, plugging it into point-slope form, which was that form right there. We're plugging in for y, m, and x. And now I have the point-slope form version of the equation of a line that goes through the given points. And now what I want to do is I want to convert this to slope-intercept form, which means we need to solve this for y. It's going to be a 2-step process. First step, let's distribute the slope. So we're going to go y minus 8 equals 3 times x, which is 3x. 3 times negative 4, which is negative 12. Distribute your slope, get rid of the parentheses, and then we're going to add 8 to both sides. We're going to isolate that y. There's my y equals, I'm in slope-intercept form now, 3x minus 4. So we need 3 pieces of information. We should have 3 now. First thing we needed was our slope. Next thing we needed was our point-slope form. And third thing was our slope-intercept form. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, same type of information, same directions. We're given 2 ordered pairs of numbers. Again, these are 2 points on a line, okay? We're going to need to calculate slope first. I'm going to subtract from right to left. If you want to go left to right, that's perfectly fine. So we're going to go 6 minus 0. Those are my y values. Now on the bottom, be careful here. Negative 4 minus, and then we're plugging in a negative 2, okay? So negative 4 minus negative 2, be careful there on the bottom, that's going to become a plus sign. So on top we get a 6, On the bottom, we get -2. -4 plus 2 is -2, and that reduces to -3. There's my slope. And so now we're going to use slope. I would like for you to use this point today. Okay, you can really use either point, but I'm going to have everybody use the second point just so we have some continuity. We have the point -4, 6. We have a slope of -3. X value, Y value, slope. We're going to go to point slope form. Y minus 6 equals -3 times X minus, now be careful, my X value is negative. X minus -4. The minus a negative is going to become a positive. So Y minus 6 equals -3 times X plus 4. There is my point slope form. And now to go to slope intercept form, we're going to distribute the slope. -3 times X, -3 times 4, and then we will add the 6. Y equals -3X minus 6. First piece of information, second piece, third piece. Point slope, slope intercept form. All right, one more. Now, every slope is not always going to work out really nice and neat. So again, I'm going to subtract from right to left here. 5 minus -3 over -2 minus 1. That's really 5 plus 3, that's 8. -2 minus 1 is -3. My slope is -8/3. Do not make this a mixed number, and the decimal's not going to be really nice, okay? So I would leave it -8/3. We are going to use the second point. So -2, with a slope of -8/3. Y minus 5 equals -8/3 times X minus -2. Y minus 5 equals -8/3 times X plus 2. Minus a negative becomes a positive. There is my point slope form. Okay? Now, what makes this one a little more difficult? We're going to have to distribute a slope that is fractional. So we're going to go Y minus 5 equals -8/3 times X is -8/3 X. -8/3 times 2. If we multiply a fraction to a whole number, I would recommend that you make the whole number a fraction by placing it over 1. And then it's across the top, across the bottom. -8 times 2, -16. 3 times 1 is 3. -16/3. Okay? And then last step, we need to add 5. Y equals -8/3 X. Now, -16/3 plus, again, 5 over 1. I'm going to use my little cross multiplication trick here. I'm going to go 1 times -16, 3 times 5, and 3 times 1 is 3. -16 plus 15 is -1. -1/3. And there is my slope intercept form. So The slope won't always be really nice to work with. Sometimes the fractions, we have to deal with that. Some of the fractions do work pretty nice as far as if you've got a half or a fourth or something like that, but we need to be prepared to be able to handle a fractional slope and being able to distribute with that and get an equation down to slope-intercept form. So with that said, again, here's our three pieces of information. There's my slope, point slope, slope-intercept, okay? And again, the assignment, you will be using the second point. That's just, I'm dictating that to you. You could really use either point. Both points are on the same line. It doesn't matter. You've got a point and a slope. But for consistency purposes, with me looking at numbers, use the second point today. Okay? All right. You guys have a great day.